evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Checkered Flag. Yes, I am back. Well, I wanted to open up with a little bit of a somber moment, folks. That's why I've been gone for this past month. I want to open with our condolences for the 5 people that lost their lives in the Valley Fire and everybody affected by the Valley Fire. You know, my community where I pretty much have grown up from a young adult to who I'm now, and it's been awesome living there, and they're like family to me, and you know, it's my home county, and I just want to give all my condolences to those that have lost their homes, and to those that have lost their lives, and you know, I'm just so amazed at our county and how strong they are, and the fact that they're out there and they're wanting to rebuild. And I just wanted to say, you know, from a host stand, not just from a host standpoint, but not just from Ace Naylor, but from Shannon Naylor. This is me talking from the bottom of my heart, folks. I pray for you every day, and I pray for your strength, and you know, don't give up the fight, rebuild, and don't give up the fight, folks. All right, I want to start with talking about who we're going to have on tonight. I'm so excited. We've got a great lineup tonight. Sorry about that, folks. Kind of switching from one gear to the other here, but we've got a very exciting guest tonight. We've got Koen Shaw at the top of the hour. 600 micro sprint, moved to a bigger sprint. We've got Mini Cup champion, Mini Cup racer Cameron Legue also on the show. I'm very excited to talk to Cameron Legue because he has something very unique to share with us, the size of car that he races. It's a smaller type of a car. It's not a Bandolero, but it's a smaller car. It's basically 1/3 or the size of a late model. We're going to talk to him later tonight and see how he got his wheels turning. Also tonight, we're going to talk to Mark Skeen. Mark Skeen, the promoter for Tumbleweed Speedway, where I'll be announcing on the 17th, and next Saturday. We're going to talk to him about the track and what he has to offer. He's putting out a challenge to everybody for the 17th, for anybody that can make it, and we'll talk to him in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back with our first guest, Koen Shaw, in just a moment. Fans, don't go anywhere.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
Taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on the sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Power Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Power Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Power Shop. Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got on the via Skype right now. So excited to have him on the show. We've got used to race a mini, used to race a micro sprint 600, has moved into a bigger sprint. We've got a Koen Shaw on the show right now, man. Thanks for being on the show, brother. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, first off, let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about before we get to how you got this all got started for you. I wanted to say my prayers are with your brother right now. How's he doing? I know he had a pretty nasty one for the trophy dash. Was it last week?
Yeah, he lost it qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing fine. Should be good.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. That's cool. And so let's I want to talk a little bit about how this got started for you. When I met you, I was announcing at Dixon Speedway when I met you, and you were racing a 600 micro sprint. Did you start in an outlaw kart like most, or did you go to a micro sprint?
No, I didn't start out in outlaw karts. I started out in quarter midgets, and then moved to junior sprints, and worked my way through the micro ranks with restricted, and jumped into a sprint car. Now I run a kart whenever I'm not running the sprint car. So yeah, I definitely keep myself in the seat.
Yeah. Right. You might want to turn yourself up a little bit. I don't know if your sound is down. You might want to turn up a little bit so we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Yeah. So you moved in. So have you repeat that? You moved into a. You didn't move into outlaw kart. You started with a micro sprint.
Yeah, I ran a year of quarter midgets before I went to junior sprints and the 600s. So.
Right. So what's that experience? What was that experience like for you? Transitioning from a junior into a 600 and then a big sprint. How was it transition for you for those three?
It's pretty good difference. The biggest jump was probably from the 600 to the sprint car, but junior sprints pretty much almost like a go-car.
Yeah, they are very similar.
And, you got the 600 restrict more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the restricted has a little bit more power, a little bit bigger car.
Yeah, so they're pretty much there. He showed a little picture there a little bit ago. It's like the 600 micro sprint, like you said. It's like I hate to kind of a joke, but it's kind of an outlaw kart on steroids, basically, with the 600 thing. They go much faster, and I think they're a great program, a great starter program for those younger kids that want to get into a sprint like you've gotten. Those 600s, I think those 600s are a great starter program because, like I said, they have the micro sprint, they have the mini, the junior outlaws and the junior sprints, and then you have the 600 with the restrictor. So they're easing you young people and the kids, they're easing them into it until their adulthood. So they're not just getting thrown into the race. You're going through different steps of the race to get there, to get educated, and I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. So what's the safety stuff like for your what's the safety gear and stuff like for your car?
We pretty much use a full containment seat in everything that I run. Got a Simpson helmet, Simpson fire suit, and some fireproof shoes. And then I use the Hans device. I know there's some guys that use the hybrid and the R3 head and neck restraint. So yeah, there's quite a few options out there, but that's just what I tended to choose.
Yeah. Have you rolled in one of those yet?
Yeah. I actually got on my head at Watsonville. So.
I mean, how is it like what is it like rolling in one of those? I mean, it's got to be pretty scary. I mean, what do you do? I mean, I've heard a lot of drivers say that you don't hang onto the wheel. You just kind of hang on with your arms crossed over and you go for the ride. Is that basically what it is, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Sometimes you hang onto the wheel and when you're crunching, it tends to rip the steering wheel out of your hands. So it really depends how you're crashing. I mean. You got to be careful.
And one of my favorite tracks, we know I've announced there for a while. One of my favorite tracks is Dixon, and I've seen some pretty gnarly ones there at Dixon. But they have a great safety like that track, they're very responsive. They're pretty quick if someone rolls. I mean, the officials are out there. They're hot on it. They're out there right away, making sure you guys are okay.
Yeah, right. I ended up on my head after a couple rolls at Dixon earlier this year, and
yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah. So, tell us about your. We talked about how your car wrecks and stuff. Let's get on to a better moment here. A more positive moment. Tell us about your wins and stuff. I mean, what do you got under your belt right now?
What was that?
What kind of wins do you have under your belt right now? Do you got any wins under your belt? Anything this year?
Yeah, this year I got one win in the micro at Delta. Finally claimed that place. It's been on my list for a while. It's had some rough luck, but finally pulled off a win. And then also got a win in July at Chico with Jonathan Allard and Sean Becker running second and third. So that was pretty huge.
Congratulations. Yeah, those are some pretty tough guys to get around. So congratulations out, first and third. So what are you looking to do with your how has your experience been? Let's talk about your big sprint. How's your experience been with your big sprint right now? How's that going?
Pretty good. Last year was pretty much our tough year. This is my 4th year in a wing sprint car full time, and last year was pretty tough, but we came back this year, rebuilt during the winter, and came out pretty strong. So we are currently 5th in civil standings and ended up 7th in Watsonville standings. So
that's
it's
not
been
bad.
pretty good.
That's good. That's not bad, man. You're definitely moving up with that. Before too long, you'll be getting the wins. I want to let's talk about some other racers too. Your thoughts on some other racers. Have you had a chance to race against Shayna Sylvia?
Mostly ran against her in the micros at Stockton whenever we would make it up there. But as far as sprint cars, haven't yet. She runs a non-wing spec sprint, and I run the injected 360. So haven't really clashed past yet.
Right. Who do you think your toughest competitor is right now?
That's pretty tough. I mean, you got Shane Golobic and Justin Sanders in the 360s. They both had pretty good years. There's a lot of pretty good guys out there. Like Sean Becker.
Yeah.
For sure.
Have you had a chance to race anything that Kyle Larson's raced? Had a chance to go into those yet?
I've been able to run the Kyle Larson showcase race at Cycleland a couple months ago.
You went back to an outlaw kart.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was that like, getting back into an outlaw kart and that experience?
It was pretty fun. Wish it would have lasted a little bit longer than it did, but it was fun. Never ran Cycleland until this year, and that place is pretty fun. I'm gonna have to make it back up there sometime soon.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be pretty exciting. Hey, I wish we can have you on longer, man. We've got several guys on the show today, but I want to give you a chance to give some sponsors thanks and shout outs, and where we can find you next, and your website. Where can we see what you got going on?
Yeah, website KoenShawMotorsports.com, and got Twitter, Koen Shaw, Facebook, Koen Shaw Motorsports, and a lot of things that you can follow us. And I'd like to thank my parents, Shaw Structures Unlimited, PMS Investments, Grandma and Grandpa help us out a lot, KPC Chassis, Barello Racing Engines, and Nake Suspensions gives us some good shocks. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Garrett Long. He's helping us get some cars together after our melees this last weekend. And coming up, we got the Trophy Cup at Tulare, race at Stockton, our final Civil War show, and a couple of micro races along the way.
Yeah,
also,
good luck
I'd like
out
to give
there with
a shout
that,
out
man.
Watching Justin Olds. Ace has told me about you and wanted to give you a shout out. Sign a T-shirt for you, and I'll get with Ace, and we'll get this off to you, buddy.
Oh, wow. Right on. Thank you. Yeah, real quick, Justin Olds, he's a good, he's a fan of yours, and he's actually a fan of the show, too. So thank you so much for doing that, man. That's really nice. Justin, we got a shirt coming for you, buddy, so we'll get that in the mail, all right? All right, man. Hey, thanks for being on the show, brother, and I wish we could have had you on longer, but good luck with everything, and hope to catch you out on the race one time.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, talk to you later. All right.
All right.
All right, bye. All right, folks, we got to take another commercial break, and we're going to be back with our next guest in a moment. We're on a roll. Thanks, bro.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop. Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, we are back on the show right now. I've got Mini Cup racer and Mini Cup champion on the show right now. And I'll let you give us your name there, buddy.
I'm Cameron Legue.
Yeah, Cameron. So, I've got a lot of questions because I've never seen a car like yours. And now, is this similar? Is this a Bandolero or no?
No, it isn't.
It's
Yeah.
like similar, and no, is because I want to get to know about the car. I've never seen your type, and let's say, in my time of announcing, I've never seen your type of racing. It's very unique. Tell us about your car. Let us know about your car.
It's half scale of a NASCAR. Yeah, half scale of a NASCAR for the chassis. We run Honda GX390s with 13.5 horsepower single piston.
Oh, so 13.5. Wow. So you're is it basically like a mini version of a late model? That's what I see it to look like. Basically a mini late model.
Yeah, it's exactly like a late model.
How fast?
Yeah,
How fast does that go? And does it only race on pavement? And how fast does it go?
We go up to 78 miles an hour. Like,
Man, that is wicked fast for one of those. And there's whole divisions. There's whole divisions of these, right? How many cars do you? How many cars at a time do you race on the track with these?
Yeah, around 10 to 16. Our upcoming race will.
Wow. Man, that's amazing.
Our estimate's going to be 30, 35, maybe a little less.
That's amazing. You know, we got to show. We're going to show a video later of these cars. I mean, this is absolutely very unique and very amazing. If I seem like I'm in awe, because I am, I mean, it's so exciting. This is a group of cars I've never ventured into. What is the car called? Are they called mini cups?
Yeah, they're called mini cups.
Okay, so tell us about your mini cup championship, because that's something to put out there, bro.
In 2013, I was actually rookie of the year, and then in 2014, I was Stockton 99 track champion.
Wow. And how old
I
are
started
you?
racing mini cups. What?
I said, how old are you?
I'm 14 right now. I'm gonna be 16 in March.
Wow. So they're pretty young age group. What's the youngest age that can race? Do you know what the youngest age that can race these cars?
These types of cars, 8, yeah.
They're how old did you say? I'm sorry.
What?
How old did you say?
You can be 8 years old when you're race mini cup.
Yeah.
You
A lot
can
of
start
kids your
racing
age.
at 8 years old until you're 16.
Wow. Okay. So 15 is the cutoff age then, and then do you move up to so after that do you have a chance? Are you wanting to move up to a late model after that?
I want to, but first thing I want to do is get used to a stick shift. So we're hopefully want to move up to something called a Legend.
Oh yeah, a Legend car. Yeah, those are the cars. By the way, for those of you folks that on the Legend cars, they're like 1/3 the size of a 1940 Ford or a 1935 Ford. They're pretty. I've seen many kids your age. You probably know. We're going to talk about it a little later. You probably know James Bickford's name's pretty well. James Bickford raced a Legend, and he moved up to a late model. He was about your age when I had him on the show, and he's actually running for NASCAR rookie now. So we can see big things happening with you, man. I mean, this is just amazing. Now, have you ever ventured into an outlaw kart at all? Have you ever done that, or did you just go straight to this kind of racing?
Yeah, I raced the outlaw before.
Oh wow! So you raced an outlaw kart before on dirt?
Yeah, I raced it twice at Dixon and Sacramento Speedway.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, what was the transition like moving from dirt to pavement? What was that like for you?
I started on quarter midgets on dirt and asphalt. We did in between also, and then 1 year I didn't race dirt. I just went straight to asphalt. I was hoping wanting to do dirt in between the year, but we couldn't. So then we went to mini cup, and now we're here.
Yeah, I believe we have a picture. Maybe we have a picture of Cameron. Do we have it up there? We have it there somewhere, Tech. It should be a blue. Okay, yeah, we can have a picture up there. We can slap up there. It's the number 9, and we're gonna show a video of that later. So we're slapping your car up on the screen.
We're number 6.
Oh, number 6. That's right. Number 6. Yeah, I'm not dyslexic. I'm trying to go off of memory here, and the Tech has the pictures. So that's the car. Basically, it's like I said, that's the car. It's a smaller scale, basically a smaller scale size of a late model. Now let's talk about, you have a sponsor there. I like your hat, man. MTFX Graphics. I'm not wearing mine because I'm hosting the show here, but I wear it when I announce. So you have a good relationship, I guess, with Mark. Are they sponsoring you?
MTFX is helping us. Yes, they're sponsoring us. Also, All Valley Co. and Rex Hutchinson Engine. They've been a real help to my racing. So I want to give them a thanks for all that they did.
Yeah. I think it's important to put those sponsors out there, especially on TV, man. We got lots of viewers, so if you want to go ahead and give your thanks and sponsors, that's great. We're not done with you yet. We got a few more minutes, but you're welcome to do your sponsors and shout-outs, and I have a few more questions for you. So.
Okay. Right now, I need a sponsor. We're searching for people to help sponsor me for next year and this year, hopefully, also. Right now, we're trying to go to Las Vegas to run the bull ring.
The Las Vegas bull ring, and that's your GoFundMe, right? It's on my Facebook, so it's GoFundMe. If those of you who want to donate and get this kid to the Las Vegas bull ring, tell us about the Las Vegas bull ring, because we may have viewers that don't know what that is.
October 22nd? Yeah. Yeah. Basically, we're doing a 2-day race, October 22nd and October 23rd at Las Vegas.
Yeah, so it's at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's called the Bull Ring, and you're gonna and your class is gonna compete. What's the payout for that for a win for that? Do you know what the kind of payouts are for those wins?
We don't know the payouts,
Okay.
but all we know is that there's going to be 30, maybe more cars racing all over the United States. That's coming to Las Vegas. Yeah, the best of the best.
Yeah.
That's what's neat.
Sweet. And do me a favor, because my Facebook has quite a bit of things we post, and things kind of get pushed down. So feel free to share your GoFundMe on my page, and I'll share it on my Checkered Flag Show page and all that stuff. So folks, you can go to check out Cameron, and then check it out. We'll have it posted up there on my Facebook and the Checkered Flag Talk Show. That's our Facebook, and we'll have it up there. So it's check out the GoFundMe if you guys want to help get this kid to the Las Vegas Bull Ring. Absolutely amazing. I wish I had the money to do it. I'd do it right now, man. I'd give you the money right now if I had a chance. But and I just see you got your. We'll talk about him a little. I see you got your dad there with you.
Yeah, he's
Can we put you on the spot there, Dad? So one question I had is he a second generation? Did you race before him? Is that how did you decide you wanted to race? Was your dad a racer and you're a second generation? That's usually how it happens.
No. I race BMX bicycles. That's about it. Did every other sport, but I was looking to buy some dirt bikes and some quads for the family, and stumbled on some quarter midgets, and saw the safety aspect of the quarter midget, called the roll cage and harness and everything. So I went out and bought him a quarter midget, and he jumped right in it, fit like a shoe, and got a lot of checkered flags.
Wow. You're probably. I'm sure. I don't have to say this. This probably goes without saying, but I'm sure you're very proud of your kid. And I am just in awe at these programs that they have, the mini outlaw carts, the mini monster trucks, and now a division like he has. I mean, what great programs they have for these kids to keep them off the streets and keep them out of trouble and get them into a good sport.
Most definitely, you got to keep the kids' calendars busy and in a proactive program like this, and it's a great opportunity and some great bonding times.
Yeah, I was gonna say great bonding time, and I don't want to put your kid on the spot, but I find this a lot in racing. Now, do you have to? I'll ask you this, Bud. You have to keep good grades, right? You have to keep good. Most kids I've had on the show have to keep good grades to be able to race.
Yeah, I've been getting good grades.
There you go. So how do you balance your schoolwork, your extracurricular activities with racing? Do you do other sports?
Tell them what your week's like.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your week like?
Every single day from 3 to 6, I play tackle football for Oakmont High School.
Wow.
Race on the weekend.
Yeah, and then I race on the weekend. So basically, the only day I get a break is Sunday.
Is when? Sunday?
Yeah, that's the only day
At
I
least
ever
you
get to relax.
At least you get one day a week. And did you ever have a time to hang out with friends? I mean, things like that. Do you ever have time to take a little vacation here and there and hang out with friends, or do you pretty much just stick to your racing and all that?
Yeah, occasionally.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, we'll go to Santa Cruz. Or
Disneyland.
yeah, we went to Disneyland a couple times in my life. And sometimes, if I have the time, me and my friends will probably either go to the skate park or just hang out.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I wish we could have you on longer. We've got Mark Skeen coming on next, but again, real quick, sponsors, thanks, shout-outs, your GoFundMe, and where to find you on Facebook, man, so we know what you got going on.
My funding thing is called GoFundMe. GoFundMe/Cameron Legue, and you can help donate there. And I have an Instagram account called Beef Jerky Space Beef Jerky Space Time 6.
Okay.
And I want to give a shout out to Mark. He's been a really big help. He did all my graphics on my car. He's been a really good help. Rex Hutchinson, he's been awesome. He has his own company, Rex Hutchinson Racing Engine. And then all the way to Dave's been an awesome help also.
Right on, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was such a pleasure. Folks, check this kid out. Go to my Facebook, and we'll let you guys post it on there. Check out for the GoFundMe. Try to help get this kid to the Las Vegas Bull Ring. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. We have to take another break, and we'll be back with our next guest in a moment. Thanks, bro.
Okay, have a good day.
Qualified 7th, his chain had fallen off, so he starts 7th. April 25th, 2015. Smart.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
Taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, we are back, and we've got on the line right now, we've got Mark Skeen. Mark Skeen is owner, promoter of Tumbleweed Speedway out of Odessa, Texas. And if you've probably seen that in my, you probably, that sounds probably very familiar to you guys. Wink, wink. I've been posting a lot about it on my Facebook. Going to be out there on the 17th to announce a race, and we're going to allow him to tell us what's going on, man. So you've got something big going on the 17th, and you are given a, basically you are anybody who wants to come out and race can come show their talent and bring what they got, right?
Yes, sir. We'll have the Open Outlaws out there. We're going to have a powder puff race for the ladies. We're trying to put together a 50-lap adult clone race, and we're trying to get sponsors so that we can have a payout for each of them classes.
There you go. There you go. And
so depending on the cart count and who shows up and what we can get from sponsors, we'll have some money to give away.
There you go. And we've got some, we've got some clones and stuff out here in California. So those of you who've been on my show and you know who you are, and those of you who are watching, you want to get this, get it. I mean, not just about the payout. It's to showcase, show your talent, to be able to have an experience in another state and somewhere else. And it's just to me would be a great experience. That's why I'm coming out to do a guest announcing. It would be an awesome experience to experience another track somewhere and see what you guys have going on. You know.
Yes, sir. It's we take Jacob to a lot of different tracks to race because we want to see how he stacks up against other kids at other tracks. Plus, it tests your skills as a crew chief as to being able to give him the right setup to be able to race.
Right. Exactly. And that's kind of like I was saying with these other people that race that, go to different tracks. To me, it's a showcase, show your talent. Even if the payout would be great, but to me, it's a showcase, show your talent also. To be able to say that you won in Texas it's really about adding to your resume too. I won the Outlaw Kart Challenge out in Texas. That's good to have on your resume.
Yes, sir. The more things away from your home track that you can win, the better off it is. Because a lot of kids get used to their one track and that's all they can win at. Yeah. But when you can go to other tracks and win, you're showcasing your talent. You're putting a good little resume together, and you get a lot more experience and seat time. Plus, you get to get out of your hometown for a while.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm looking forward to. To me, it's not work when I'm doing this. It's a vacation. And every track I've ever been to, and even just barely meeting you guys, every track I've ever been to, the one thing that I like about these outlaw tracks is you feel like you're instant family when you go there. I don't care if you're from California. I don't care if you're from Hawaii. You're instant family when you come to these racetracks.
Yes, sir. We're a tight-knit family at our track. We usually have the same racers over and over, but we like getting racers from other tracks to come down, and we like going and visiting their tracks.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun for us.
So tell us the history. Let's talk about the history of your track and how that started, and how long have you been promoter, and how did that become for you?
Well, I don't know if I'm much of a promoter. We built the track 2 years ago and opened up, and it's a 1/6 of a mile, high banked. I compare it to Talladega and NASCAR. It's most kart tracks are 1/10 of a mile or less, 1/8 of a mile. Ours is a 1/6 of a mile, and you can get 4 karts wide on it down the straightaways.
Yeah, I saw it. It's a pretty big track.
We built it 2 years ago, and we had a big outlaw race back then, and we're gonna have one. This is our last race of the year that we've got planned so far. So we'll have a catering truck out there. Big Blues Barbecue will be out there to cater for everybody, and so we're hoping to have a lot of fun, a lot of things going on, and talk to the drivers about what we're going to do next year, and see what we can do to make the track better.
Well, is it okay to indulge and ask you what you plan for next year, or do you want to maybe put that on the back burner for now?
No, it's okay, because I have no plans for next year yet.
Okay. Not yet, anyway, not yet.
With Jacob plays football, so we're doing football and racing, and we really, I know a lot of other tracks have already got their schedules for next year, but we haven't even started looking at dates and what we're going to do and what we're not going to do.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it happens in tracks, and I know up here and local, and it's like a lot of tracks. A lot of tracks you're not going to know what's going to happen for 2015 or 2016. I mean, we're not going to get our winter series probably out until probably January is when we'll know when we'll have our outlaw carts. So it's not just your track. There's a lot of tracks are the same. What intrigues me about your track is, like you were saying, how it's big and 4 wide. I don't know if you heard of Cycleland out here. We got a place out here. Your track is compared to Cycleland in a sense where they can go 4 wide and it's pretty big. It's got wide turns. And Cycleland, they've gone 4 wide in Cycleland.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Out of these outlaw carts have came, guys that are really are big in the business now, like Kyle Larson, Rico Abreu. This is one reason why I'm trying to really put these on the front lines. I would love to see more than and not to say just because it's nice to have it, but I want to see more outside fans at these racetracks. That's why I've been pushing this on the show because, it's nice having friends and family there, but I would like it to be a bigger spectator sport.
Yes, sir. And it's a good thing to keep the kids out of the bad influences of the world that we have nowadays. My son and all my drivers that race for me have to have an 80 or above average. That's all there is to it. If you can't maintain an 80 average, then you're not going to race my carts. I'll find somebody else, or you'll just sit it out.
That's kind of funny because we were talking about that with the last guest you had on there of how important it is for these kids to get good grades to be able to race, and so that's right up my alley. What we were talking about, it's all about discipline, and then given, like you said, I said this this is exactly what I was talking about with our last guest. It's discipline, and then giving these kids something to do to keep them off the streets and out of trouble. They have a hobby, they have something to do that occupies most, if not all, their time, like your kid that does other sports. If you're occupying their time, they don't have time to get in trouble.
Yes, sir. My problem with Jacob is he's tries to be first in everything. So he's the first one done with his homework, first one in line, first one to get through eating. So
he's competitive all the way around.
He got the Gonzalez Award last year at school.
Wow, so he's competitive all the way around, huh?
Well, yeah, but that means he doesn't do his schoolwork properly sometimes.
Oh, no.
And
when we come up to visit, we're gonna have to have. I'm gonna have to challenge him to something when I come up to visit next. I'm gonna have to challenge him to something.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. He'll like that. He's very competitive.
Yeah. Well, I'm a good. I don't know what kind of games he likes playing, but I'm a good chess player. Yeah, I'm a champion. So we'll see if he's good at that. And yeah.
I haven't played chess in almost 40 years.
Well, let's get back to racing, man. So let's talk about what kind of all types of classes are you running out there? You mentioned the clones and the flat carts.
We run all the junior 1s, 2s, 3s, flat carts, and cage carts. We run an animal class. We have a kids cart class. So pretty much. We have a run what you brung class. So pretty much whatever you bring out there, we have a class for it.
Right.
It's just that with being a new track in an area where there's not a lot of racers, it's taken a long time to get our cart count up.
Right.
Like we travel, when we go race, our nearest track is 2 hours away if we go to Slayton or Lubbock.
Yeah.
But past those two tracks, we got to travel 6 hours to go race.
Wow.
So, and none of those people want to travel that far to come down here and race. Oh, we'd love to come to your track, but it's too far to drive. Well, guess what? I'm coming to your track. I can drive that far.
Yeah.
I stay in a motel.
Right.
It's
Right.
I don't know. I want that experience for my drivers and myself and RJ,
right.
The crew chiefs, for us to get experience at other tracks.
Right. Exactly. And that's what intrigued me the most about RJ and that's why I was so glad to have them on the show, because kids like that, again, we're talking like I had Rico Abreu on twice when he was an outlaw kart racer. Now look where he's at now in NASCAR. So that's why I give these kids the push like RJ, because we're going to see the RJ Inneses and Jacob Skeens in NASCAR in big time racing before we know it, and be able to say that they were on the show is awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it gives them a little bit of chance to get something that they don't never get in real life, which is talking to someone and talking about their sponsors, their career, public relations, which kids don't get a chance to do that very much. So your show helped Jacob work on his public relations skills.
Yeah, and
JP and Kendall.
Yep, and that's exactly what we hope is that by that is these kids to work on their interview and their public skills. I really want to commend you for what you're doing out there, and what you're doing for these kids out there. And tell us about the goals that you have for the track, and short-term and long-term, if you can tell us about the goals you have for the track right now.
The short-term goals I have for the track are just to get our cart count up so that it pays for itself.
Right.
It's not even making money. It takes money out of my pocket every race to make it happen. And I'm fine with that because the kids get to come out there and race, and so do the adults.
Yeah.
But I want to see more kids get off the street, get into something that is going to be life-changing for them. Because I truly believe that racing is a life-changing sport for not only the drivers, but for the parents to be crew chiefs, and it teaches them sportsmanship.
Yeah,
exactly. when Jacob wins a race, he's to go around and tell every kid that he raced with, good race. And I see no other kids doing that.
That's great sportsmanship, yeah. And you're not gonna, other kids wanting to race. I met a kid who's 8 years old, and I actually want to petition that now if I can. It's not really not really off topic because we're talking about racing. There's a young man, and I posted, I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook, I posted it a while back, who really wants a desire to race. I wish I had the money. If I had the money, I'd drop money and I'd get him a cart right now, but he wants to get into a box stock, and he really desires to race. So, that's going to be my project, is to get him in a car, to get him in an outlaw cart by next summer.
Well, if he was down here, I'd probably have one that I could put him in.
Yeah.
But
get him out to,
he doesn't stay here. So.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of people come into my shop, and I have pictures of Jacob, and they ask about him, and they ask about the racing. And so it's just now starting to pick up a little bit with people getting interest. Of course, the oil field went down here, so it's money's tight here.
Yeah, I understand that. And I gotta thank you, because even though money's tight, and we've been, this is a good time to plug it right now. Skeen's Diesel Service, thank you so much, man, for that. We really appreciate that sponsors, and see that's what helps the shows, and that's what helps these cars and these kids race, is the sponsors, having those sponsors out there, And I know, and I know you're not rich. Got a lot of money in your pocket. Neither do I. I mean, even with the sponsors, I'm the same way you are. I'm going to have to be out of pocket with some of this, but I don't mind. I don't mind, because the payoff is seeing the smiles on their faces and seeing these kids and see them in the public and learning the public skills, and to know that some of these kids, and I've had it happen. Some of these kids have gotten sponsors because they've been on my show. And I tell them, use my show. You tell them, I want a sponsor. You know what? Your sponsor can get announced on a talk show that has a 1.4 million viewers. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I don't mind going out of pocket myself. I know how it is, and I know it wasn't easy for you, so we appreciate it here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My biggest joy is really when the kids come in there to get their trophies, and we give little stickers out for feature winner and heat race winner, and we give trophies for first, second, and third.
Yeah.
And for them kids to come down there and see their little smile, and I got first, or I got second. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you could have got first, but you were doing this, and and then they sit there and they tell me about their little racing experience for the night, and it really is. It's to see their little faces light up,
Oh yeah, and that's what I plan on doing when I go out there for the 17th. I want to. If you have a way to do it, or I want to take a mic down and interview these kids on the track that won. And my thing is this: when I announce, because it's very unique, not a lot of, it's very unique. I'm finding out there isn't a. It's sad because right now there isn't a real high demand. I say high demand, but there isn't a lot of announcers going around for outlaw carts, and that's why I love doing this, because I love it. If that kid doesn't have goosebumps when I'm announcing after he's taken the win, I'm not doing my job. That's just all there is to it. I'm not doing my job, If he doesn't have goosebumps and he's not excited and all that, then I haven't done my job as an announcer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have you where you can interview the kids. We can do it before the race or at halftime, or if we'll just do the winners, whatever you want to do. We'll work it out, because it's all about the kids. I mean, if the kids ain't happy, just like I tell Jacob, if you're not happy racing, there's no sense in us doing this.
Exactly.
And I don't like the parents that want to try to bend the rules to their favor and brag about about the way their kid raced when they're running illegal or underweight or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. What are
There
you
isn't-
teaching your children or your grandchildren?
Yeah. There is an unfortunate
I would
side
rather
to
lose
it.
and come in last all day long to a bunch of cheaters and know that I ran legal
Exactly.
than to do anything. Because, I mean, I would love to set up the rules where, hey, here's all the engines. You pick a number. You get this engine. You get that engine.
Yeah.
But they're all legal. I know they're all legal. Everybody runs the same gear. And let the kids showcase their talents and not focus so much on winning
Yes.
every time,
Yes.
but on developing your driver skills.
And I've seen a lot of that, and I agree with you. The one thing that always makes me sick is the dark side of it is you could use parents that fight. You got kids out there. Show an example. Now that we're talking about this, it's been my pet peeve. Show an example for these kids. You're out there fighting. You're not, it's supposed to be a fun, exciting sport for everybody around. It's not supposed to be fighting.
Yes, sir.
Especially with kids involved. What does that teach them?
And I've been guilty of it too. I remember one race when Jacob was just starting in dirt because he started on asphalt and dirt bikes, and we were racing on dirt, and they kept sticking him. He kept getting spun out, and they kept sticking him to the back of the pack, and I unleashed on that flag man, and I turned around, and all these little kids were standing there looking at me, and that's when I realized, you know what, I'm not having any fun at this. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to tell Jacob, instead of telling him to go out there and win, go out there and have fun.
I had to tell myself that as a rookie announcer. I had a similar situation than you did, and I'm humble enough to say I had to learn because I had a parent, and sometimes the announcers are pretty much, we're loved, we're glorified, but there's always that one parent that if you make an announcement on something that happened to their kid, they think all of a sudden it's the announcer's fault. So I've got this guy running up into the booth, and he's screaming at me. I'm a rookie announcer. I don't know how to handle it, so I'm back in his face. We're nose to nose. And the kids, I'm seeing the kids look at me, and I'm thinking, okay, I can't be doing this,
Right.
And so from now on, it's like, learning how to handle it as it comes, because I'm an example to these kids, and now I have the show here too. So you're not alone in that department. We've all had our heated moments in racing,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we just had some at our last race. I forgot that we go a lap back to place the drivers, and I was trying to get them lined up where they were because I could see where they came off the corner, and I got into an argument with one of the parents, and I realized I was wrong. I went and told them I was wrong, and I just spent $4,000 buying a scoring system so that we won't have that problem.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't get mad at me for this, but I had an experience, and I'm sure she'll be okay. I had an experience over at Kelly's track where a guy threw a tire. All I seen was a tire. All I seen was a kid's tire going flying in the infield. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes it gets a little heated, but for the most part, I enjoy it, and it has a lot of its good moments, and these kids win, like you said, and they get their trophies, and some of those trophies are bigger than these kids, but hey, man, we're kind of running out of time here. I've got to close out and play a race video. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you out there in person, and just having a good old time and a good race.
Well, I'm looking forward to it too. I will see you Friday at the airport,
Yep.
and we have a busy day Saturday. We got football games, birthday parties, and then the races. So
Yeah, I'm excited, man, and thank you so much for the first class. Thank you so much for the first class in caviar. You upped it, right, on your credit card? Did you know that happened? Yeah, we got first class now.
You may have to be serving drinks if it's first class.
No, yeah. All right, man. Hey, thank you so much, brother. I look forward to meeting you.
All right,
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, you have a good night. All right, folks, that's our show as far as who we got on right now. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop. Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks. Thanks. I want to thank all our guests for being on the show. I want to thank Mark Skeen, Mini Cup champion, for also being on our show. I want to thank Koen Shaw. Also, big shout out to my buddy Justin Olds. Justin, I heard you were a race fan, so what we got coming for you is a T-shirt signed by Koen Shaw. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. Well, that's our show, folks. Until next week, I'm your host, Ace Naylor.